Hi everyone, I'm at the entrance of the Polygon Gallery with Amy. We were so lucky to have a preview of Tania Willard's new exhibition. It's amazing. I'm going to let most of the narration come directly from Tania and from the curator of this exhibition, so join us.
They're really about me trying to find strategies to carefully look at images and show images and to really use the land as a lens to do so. Not just picturing the land, but so they're photographed through eulexite crystals, which is a kind of crystal form which has a natural fiber optic quality. So it's sometimes called TV stone. I'm always thinking about these relationships to light and to land and importantly in this exhibition through image making and photography in different ways. But in this piece I really wanted to also think about, I'm always thinking maybe about the ways that light influences the land and photography and the ways that it is bent or shaped in different ways. And so I'm thinking, I wanted this sense of like entering through a waterfall.
The oldest work in the exhibition from 2016 called Only Available Light.
It's a fairly epic installation for this work that I think was never fully realized. And it's a really sensitive work. A historical frame often is an image of Indigenous people, but not by. And I want to see these images, but I want to complicate how we consume them. This is from an instructional card from the 1970s, the image. I'm combining a few strategies I've used in my practice in this image. So we can see the crystals are here again, the eulexite, thinking about geological time and presence in the land. And then historical images are in this work. And then if you want to turn on your flashlights at all, this is a reflective material and the light bounces back to you. And so, yeah, you kind of need to be right in front of it with your flashlight, which you're welcome to do. But as you move across it, the light sort of changes it in different ways. There's a lot of layers of history to this image. So we're seeing like the back of a European-style sculptural bust. But if you look here, it's inscribed with the sitter's name. He was a Secwepemc man, Louis Falardeau. And then it's inscribed half-blood Shuswap Indian. And in my MFA research, I found reference to anthropometric facial casts made of Secwepemc people, not only Secwepemc people, a number of Indigenous people throughout the province, by people like Harlan Ingersoll Smith, who made this film. And so this was really a time of framing an ethnography of human society by individual races. And so 5 members of Secwepemc communities near Kamloops were facial cast, and they were developed into a series of sculptural busts. Most of them don't contain the sitter's names, and in this one we do have the name of the sitter, but then it's immediately sort of counteracted by a kind of racial frame, half-blood Shuswap Indian.
But that one there is called Visiting, and there is a sense that these vessels, these baskets, when they are found in museums, are perhaps there but not permanently, that they're there and meant to be repatriated. So there's an agency also to belongings that I think is not often narrated in conventional histories.
Mm-hmm. This is the start of this strategy of working with this piece vestige, which we see a mounted sitter and also some representations of basketry. But I encountered this historical image curating a show for Presentation House Gallery, and then I later encountered this same image in my auntie Joyce Willard's. She's the historian in the family and keeps the family lineage, and she had a small photograph of this, and she had some notations on the back. I can't confirm whether everything in that is correct, but I felt this affinity for these images, and I wanted to think carefully about how to use them again, because I don't know their families or their stories, but I'm trying to honor them and also complicate the way that we're looking at these images. So from it being a small postcard that was traded and circulated in different kinds of circumstances. So there's investment, financial terms, they're little gems and they're blinged out a little, and they also have these diamond cut patterns. This to me is a really important work for this exhibition. Basket Citation is a revisit of a work made for my exhibition at Pale Fire. But in this instance, I'm not drawing from an unnamed artist's basket. This is mentor and friend Cease Weiss's grandma, Eva May Nahani, who was a Squamish basketry artist. And so the opportunity to revisit this work here with a citation of an incredible known basket maker who is relative of a friend, and Cease Weiss, herself an artist, has been a very important mentor for me in my life and work. And so she graciously allowed me to draw from this basket that her grandma made. And it changes from the conditions of the light. It's sometimes more visible, sometimes less visible, as many of the works in the exhibition are. They change with our relationship with the weather.
When we were reading about your work and about you, we found this phrase that says, "Our culture is our power." Mm-hmm. So I wanted to see what's your thoughts on art's role in preserving it and disrupting and decolonizing other types of art that have been given space in galleries in the past.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's true for all of us. Our culture is our power. I think we really need to stand by that now at a time of increasing austerity, increasing violence in the world, and the increased attempts of making us all into some form that doesn't honor our histories. And so, yeah, that comes from quite a long time ago in some other work, that quote. But yeah, it's definitely how I operate in my art practice and in my life, and I think is a strong strategy for us as humankind to support each other.
I was wondering if you could share kind of an advice for young artists, thinking of what were the key moments that help you grow in your career as an artist.
I mean, I have been practicing for a while, and I'm always keep doing the work. Keep doing the work for you first, and work that can support your friends, communities, families. And in some ways it feels like this is an amazing opportunity to bring the work to a wider audience, but the audiences that really matter in our lives are our friends, our peers, what we build together, our families. And so not everybody is going to have their ideal show, but make those ones that you are doing count, and do the work you want to do, what you want to spend time with.
That's great advice. Thank you so much for your time.